the 16th, 2024, and tomorrow is the 17th. So we'll probably have some news to come out on the 17th. You know how they do, they love the 17th number. But so many wonderful things are going on. I don't want to keep you long, but check in. Let us know where you're hailing from. We should be streaming live on Rumble, Twitter, Facebook. Couldn't get Instagram to connect and maybe some of the other social media platforms. But thank you so much for being here. I'm excited. Oh, LinkedIn is here. Good morning, Grand Rising, Joyous Rising, Rich Rising. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending upon where you're hailing from. It's so good to see everybody. Good morning, Sister Denise. Thank you for being here. So we woke up to some good news today. It looks like gold reached a new all-time high. Keep checking in. I'm not doing as much on Rumble or on social media right now because you know that I've been taking off YouTube, which I think is a good thing. Needed some rest. However, we are going to report whenever we see good news. Now, the last time there was an all-time high of gold, I think it was in July of this year. So let's see, gold all-time high was in July. Yes, it was in July, and it was about 2,435. I think it might have been a little bit more than that, but gold reached a new all-time high. And let me show you, it surpassed $2,500 per ounce. That's awesome. That's exciting. And I'll tell you why, because as the dollar decreases in value, gold will increase in value. That is a basic economic principle. And we know that the dollar is losing its value since the BRICS alliance and all of the countries that are fed up with the United States Incorporated have dropped the United States dollar for trade. The dollar is also losing its value since the United States Incorporated is bankrupt and defunct. Additionally, the dollar is losing its value because we no longer have an agreement with Saudi Arabia to protect the Saudi kingdom in exchange for their oil. And since that agreement has not been re-signed, or that contract has not been re-signed as of June 9th, that ends financial and economic hegemony of the United States Incorporated, and it totally decimates the dollar. Now, this is in alignment with or confirms or affirms the 209 countries agreement through Project Sandman to drop the dollar simultaneously whenever they were triggered. So again, the agreement was called Project Sandman, and it said that 209 countries simultaneously agreed or would agree to drop the dollar when triggered and then go towards gold for trade. Well, we see that happening right before our eyes. Another component of that, though, was that when that happens is that the dollar would drop to or plunge to near zero overnight, and all dollar denominated assets will also plummet to zero. Then Jim Rickards, an economist, said when you see that happening, everything will freeze. So you can expect the stock market collapse or crash. You can see the real estate market crash. You will see ATM cards possibly stop working. You will see EBT debit cards, the food stamp cards, welfare, everything will come to a screeching halt, allegedly, when you see this collapse of the United States dollar and the petrodollar system and the old financial system that was owned and operated by the United States Incorporated and their Federal Reserve System. Now, we already know that the United States Incorporated is defunct, but also the Federal Reserve central banking system, their banking system of that nefarious government, has also collapsed. This is why the State Representative Thomas Massie introduced the End the Fed Act earlier this summer. Actually, he introduced it May the 16th, and then on the 17th, Jerome Powell, now was it Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, came down with the sickness, the CV, and it was said he would work from office. Now, I also want to bring it to your attention that this summer, something amazing happened in terms of the banking system. The Supreme Court made a ruling that state-sponsored banks could separate from and be completely laws and issue their own gold-backed currency. That's huge. And what gave states the power to do that is not only the Supreme Court making that ruling, which they did this summer, but the Constitution and the Republic for our wonderful, amazing country of America actually had set it up as each state being its own country. So America is actually a continent, and all of the states in America are countries, which is why we have our own flag,